Thank you for joining me for yet another unboxing video, and today we have more Starfinder goodness. This time we have Starfinder Flip Mat Grav-Trains. Wet, dry, and permanent markers erase from the mat. And there we have it. Again, Grav-Trains. It's a 24 by 30 inch mat, folds to an 8 by 10, 1 inch squares on each side with the rules for Starfinder. 1 inch equals 5 feet for our characters. All aboard! Sometimes it's too much of a hassle to prep your starship for takeoff just to fly a short distance across the planet's surface and land at another starport, where you then have to pay the docking fees, especially when that world has reliable high-speed grav train travel. And sometimes your heroes are hired to guard precious cargo en route from one settlement to the next. This double-sided map presents a pair of grav train lines, one with 2 passenger lines running parallel above a bustling city, and the other with goods in transit through a wasteland. Starfinder Flip Mats presents ready-to-use science fantasy set pieces for the busy game master. With Starfinder Flip Mat Grav-Trains, you'll be ready for the next time your player characters ride the grav rails. And we have different photos of what's included in the maps. You have your front and your back. Of course, your directions for use. A special coating on each flip mat allows you to use wet erase, dry erase, and permanent markers with ease. Removing permanent ink is easy. Simply trace over any permanent mark with a dry erase marker. Wait 10 seconds, then wipe off both marks with a dry cloth or paper towel. Of course, this map is brought to you by the great people at Pazio. It was released this year in 2023. And for more information, you can go to pazio.com/Starfinder, and the retail value of this is $16.99. So let's crack this bad boy open and see what kind of goodness we have on the inside. Of course, as you guys all know, every time I do a map, I tell you, I keep the dust jacket. A lot of people throw them out, but I keep it this way. I can look at the spine, know exactly what I'm looking for. And of course, it keeps the map protected by throwing it in here. It's easy to pick up, bring you on when you're going to play an adventure with your friends. All right, and some people throw them out. I still don't know why, but I always keep them. So rolling on, as you know, with all the flip mats, they're a little stiff when you first get them, so you got to crack them. And once you crack them, they'll lay flat on your table. So that's one part. Okay. They're a little stiff, you gotta crack them. And again, as I always say, it's a little bit of a preview before the preview. So you get to see some of the map things before. And there we go. And now your mat will be nice and flat. So we're going to take a look at the front first, which is right here, which is the grav train, which is going through the, what did they say? Going through the wasteland. Yep, this is going through the wasteland. So let's start at the bottom of the map here. Very colorful, very vibrant, very, very cool. And there you have it. Again, each square equals 5 feet. What's that down there? It looks like it's some kind of foliage. Deep ravine where the grav train is going over. There's the train itself, the back car. Got all kinds of supplies in there. Got some more plants down here. So there's that. And then of course you got the centerpiece, which is right here as well. And your impassable terrain, your rough terrain. Of course, you fall off there, you're not going to be in too good of a shape, or you get thrown out the train. Not going to turn out too good for you. Of course, you got your easy to see your doors, your windows that are on the train, your seating areas. You see all that here too. see more of that, like that. Obviously, the colors are just, for this map here, I can tell you the colors that just pop off the page, which is really, really cool. And there's the front of your train. Again, more seating section here. There's the front of the train. Got your control panels, 2 drivers, computer consoles. Also the front of the Grav-Transport. I like the fact that the detail of the lights on the side. Very cool, very cool. Some more foliage out in the wasteland here. So there you have it. Okay, plateaus and cliffs and stuff like that. So again, show you how it looks. This orange really makes it pop. I gotta tell you, it really makes it pop. It's a freight train headed your way. Reminds me of the old Nitro song, Freight Train. Hear the whistle in the background. Again, leave it that way, it looks really cool. Again, showing all sides of the map. And then you saw this already, and then we'll go to the center point here, which is right here. And again, so if you're in a train like this right here, we could show you some figures. So in the back here in the compartments here, you knew that we had some luggage back there or whatever, so we throw that in there. Maybe we have a couple barrels back there as well. That's some stuff that's being hauled. Now again, you could use simple pawns from a Pachisi game as a figure, as one of your characters. So you put him in a bench there, he's sitting down, and he's going to get attacked by some of these night gaunts from 40K. They're running down the aisle, cutting at you. Of course, we also have our magician. Now, our magic user, the base is a little bit larger. Okay, it's one base on top of the other base. Okay, so it's a little larger, so we'll put him down here so you can see him. And of course, we have our Starfinder standee, which we'll put him right there. So as you could tell, the 3D figures make it pop that much more. Okay, so you get a general gist. Again, none of the figures are included in this purchase of this map. But again, as you can tell, that the 3D objects really make the maps pop a little bit more. You know, really brings your adventure to life. Again, do you need to have the standees? Not necessarily. Do you need to have the 3D terrain? Not necessarily. You don't have to spend money on figures. But again, if you have some pieces from old board games, you can pick them up at budget stores for like $1, $2. Break them down, throw out the games, and just keep the pawns. And there you go, you have it. Okay, so you don't need all the other, you know, spend the extra money on the high-tech figures or whatever it is. So there you go. And let's move on to the other side of the board, which is the Grav-Train, 2 Grav-Trains going through the heart of a city. So these are a little bit more classier seating, appears. Flying high above the city. Oh, we're starting the wrong side, so let's start on this side here. Not that there's a right way or wrong way, but we're going to start at the bottom here, it appears to be. All right, back of the train, one train going one direction, one train going the other direction. Could be that old adage of that you've seen in movies 100 times, jumping from one train to another train. Can your character jump 5, 10, 15, 20 feet to this, or is he going to plummet to his death? So, John McClane, he'll be able to do it, right? If it's a big, bulky character, maybe not. They got a jetpack on, it'd be easy. Maybe you think about it as a, do it as a Pirates fighting from one train to another train. Of course, these vehicles would be moving. So anyway, let's start at the bottom and make our way around. So you see, you have your nice walkways. You know, you got your seats, different sections. Again, brilliant colors on the map, really make it stand out and pop. Very cool. This one looks like much more of a maybe it's much more spread out. So maybe this is the caboose area. Maybe this is the front where it's for the high class passengers. I'm not sure. Maybe that's where you're trying to get to. So maybe some dignitaries are in here. It looks like maybe, no, these are more seats. No. This one's cool too. It's a little different than the other rooms. So I got private rooms here. I got 4 private rooms on board this Grav-Train. So again, if you want to set this up this way, you could have your characters in a private room each. And again, your official Starfinder standee. And maybe she's standing guard here in the middle. And again, they're flying creatures coming across and attacking into the, he already got in there, into the train from across the way there, you know? But again, and if we want to put some kind of thing over here, like that's the treasure that we're protecting, and they're coming across. Maybe let's put it this way: he's coming from one side of the train to this side, coming after us. Throw him. Again, he's coming from in here as well, coming in with the axes and trying to take over the train. There you go. Great train robber, as they say. And there you have it. The 3D, again, the 3D figures, you know, the terrain pieces and the figures make it pop. But again, do you need to pay for high-priced GW figures? No, you don't need to do that. Do you need to get the standees? Well, Starfinder standees are awesome. Highly recommend those. But again, those are great. This is Starfinder terrain as well. Again, goes that figure there. But none of these figures are included with the purchase of the map. It's there for demonstration purposes only. All right, so there's your city side of the Grav-Train, and on the other side was the map for Through the Wasteland. And that concludes this unboxing of Starfinder Flip Mat Grav-Trains. Wet, dry, and permanent markers erased from the mat. Of course, brought to you by the great people over at Pazio. As always, thank you so much for joining us for this unboxing video. It's truly appreciated. If you enjoyed this video, you can always give us a thumbs up and leave a comment below. You can also hit that subscribe button. This way you're kept up to date as to any time we release new content to the page. As always, thank you so much for joining us. Be safe, be well, enjoy the remainder of your day, and we'll catch you on the next unboxing video.